guys, welcome to the week. Unfortunately, my computer turned off again today, so I probably won't be able to upload my video today, even though this will be 2 weeks prior, and I won't be online, at least for today, and possibly tomorrow. Before, when my computer blacked out, it actually still turned on, but it's not turning on. So I took the battery out, and I think the power in my apartment is really dirty. Like, I think there's a lot of surges. Like, I have a surge protector, and I didn't have a problem until just now, but it blew out my hairdryer too. So something is going on. Something is wrong with the power, and my adapter is having issues. And the warning I got before was from my computer was all power related. So I'm worried that it's fried. So I'm going to go tomorrow. I don't have time today because the day's over. But I'm going to go tomorrow and get a new surge protector. And I've been using, like, I have a second protector and a converter that I've used consistently. So see if we can get it to turn on. I'm just letting it relax right now, and hopefully I'll be able to get back to you guys soon and upload this as soon as I can get my computer working. I do have a backup, but I don't have a machine to put it on right now because it won't turn on. Nothing else really interesting today. Sorry about that. Something interesting. This is my English sweatshirt. I don't know if I'm centered well, but it says "Ready, go." What is this? Yes, but I saw it and I had to have it. So I have multiple English things, but this was one of the first ones. So hopefully this will be fixed soon, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So when I came the other day, it was closed, but it's open today. I just got here and I watched the owner walk in. So I'm gonna go eat it al dente. It's been like, I don't know, like a month or 2 months. I'm so excited. These are the Halloween costumes. There's a full Darth Vader hoodie. I mean, there's other things, but that's awesome. Hey guys, it's Friday, and as you probably gathered from previous footage, which hopefully I got in there, I ate at al dente today at its new location. And I know that doesn't mean very much to most of you, but that was very exciting for me. And it's really close to my school now, and it's the place I used to go there after my morning class on Wednesday, because my class would end at 11, and this cafe would serve lunch from 11 to 2. So in between my morning class and my Koto lesson at 1, instead of going home, I would go and eat lunch there, and then I would go to my Koto lesson, and then I would stop by Ocean for tea, because I don't drink coffee, and then I would go back to work at 3. And this was this routine. I would do it every day, and so I went there a lot, and I got to know the owners pretty well. Like, I don't really know them, but familiar with them. So one of the ladies had told me, that used to work there, that still worked at the mall, had told me that they were moving somewhere in Monzen, which is a neighborhood that my school is situated in. And between my school and Lawson, which is the convenience store I go to often for lunch, even though there's one closer, that one has good bentos, good food. Now, like, directly in between them is al dente. And so I tried going there on Wednesday when I found it, but it wasn't open. And then I tried again today because I also have morning class on Fridays. Well, I have kindergarten, which I went to today, and we did Halloween stuff, and it was really cute. We have this skeleton we dance around, and the kids are kind of scared of it, but then they think it's funny, so it's cool. Anyway, sidetracked. So I had this kind of the same amount of time, and so I went there, and I saw the owner walking in. So I'm like, oh my gosh, they're open. So I parked my bike, and as I was walking back, there's a window in the front that's the back of the cooking area is the window out to the street. And they saw me, and they all waved for me to come in, and they like pointed at the door, and it was so cool, and I was really excited. So that was today. Other than that, just classes. But one of my students today was wearing a Back to the Future shirt, and it had the DeLorean blueprints on it and the flux capacitor. And on the back, it had the date, of the actual date. There's a bunch of internet ones going around, like, it's this date, and we're almost there. We're almost to the future of hoverboards and self-drying jackets. Yeah, anyway, but almost there. I feel like I should paint my nails, something to do with Back to the Future. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Saturday. I'm not in my normal place because all my Koto and nail polish stuff is all over there, so you have to stare at my kind of messy bookcase. Sorry about that. Nothing today, that's why I'm going to do this really quick. I still can't get my computer to work, so I have last week's video just ready to upload, and I can't upload it because sometimes my computer will turn on, but I can't type anything, and it shuts off at random intervals. So I'm trying to get that figured out, and hopefully I can get it up for you. I do have it, I just can't post it yet. So, but this will be 2 weeks in the future. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, I hope I'm in the frame, but I won't be for much because I'm going to do a little bit of Koto explaining. Not that you care, but if you don't, you can skip over this. Okay, so this is a Koto. So here we go. This is a Koto. And what's really cool about the Koto, besides the fact that it's a traditional Japanese harp and it's awesome, is that it's actually, it's a dragon. I know that sounds weird, but it's a dragon. Anyway, so this is the cover, or the yutan, I believe. And they usually hand make these, but it has it kind of just folds underneath. So this bit comes under here. Now it's on the stand right now because I was playing it, and then ties over here. But when you're ready to play, you pull it off, and oh well, my stand has gone down. There we go. And you actually fold it at the bottom of the Koto, and the bottom of this has a pocket that hooks over the bottom of the Koto. So we're gonna put this all the way down and kind of fold it back and forth. I don't think you can see this far back, I'm sorry. Okay. And then that exposes the Koto itself, or the body of the dragon, which is so cool. I think it's really cool that it's a dragon, or a ryu. Ryu is dragon. Okay, so the body of the Koto, and this is the mouth, and that's the tail, and these are the scales. And this actually, I can't tell perfectly what is in frame and what's not. This is actually a cover, and it comes off, and the mouth of the dragon is actually in here. And I'm going to pull the camera around so you can see it, because there's a design. There's almost always, not always, but there's a design in here in the mouth of the dragon, and this one happens to have a crane, and it's very pretty. All right, so down here you can see is the design, and this is the mouth of the dragon, or the ryu, or the Koto. And usually, so you can see it here really quickly. That's where it's gathered at the bottom. And it hooks around. See how that is around there? But when I take this all the way off, you're going to see, this is the coils of the rest of the strings here, and then the tail end there. Okay, so on the underneath the Koto, on the bottom side, we have the two holes. So that's where the strings come through. And then there's the other side there. And can you see it in there where they're hooked in? Which is pretty cool. So there's the bottom. Hold on. This is the ogire, this little piece of cloth here. And this is the kashiwaba, this wooden design you see underneath these coils. This is the unkaku, this little bridge. And from here to here is the ryubi, back of the dragon. This area is the iso. This is the shiburoku. This is the ryugaku. These are the ryukan. This is also part of the ryugaku. And here is the ryusu. And again, ryu means dragon. Over here, like I showed you again, but around is the ryuko, like around this edge. Around this edge is the ryuko, but uses the kanji for mouth. And then in here is the ryusetsu, I believe. The part that I showed you before with the crane. Okay, so that's the body. And then these are the ji, these are the ji, the bridges. But there's two types. There's this one, there's the koji, which uses the kanji for small, and they're just kind of like a mountain shape. But then there's another one which is the kinji. Where is it? There it is. See how this has an extra little foot? And that holds it on the edge because this is the last one. So all of these strings, I think they're called ken, but I don't remember. All of these strings are numbered from 1. There are 13 strings. They're numbered from 1 to 10, and then there's 3 at the end. And I actually don't sit on this side. I sit on that side. So let's do that real quick. Really quickly, I forgot to mention that this is my music stand. There's music on it, but the music stand is kendai. And then this little stand that you see the koto on, now you can do it where you're sitting down in a chair and they have taller stands, but this small stand is the kindai. I'm pretty sure. I'm having trouble remembering all the names, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And then I don't remember what the cover for the mouth is called. It's like kuchimai. It's something about in the front of the mouth, and I completely forgot what it was. I'm sorry. But this one happens to have momiji on it, which is kind of cool. Okay, so to play the koto, we use tsume, which is the same word for nail that you use for nail, like on your fingers. And this happens to be a tsume case. My teacher gave it to me. It was really nice. I was using a box that I had covered with washi tape. And when it broke, she gave me this one. I could tell that she kind of wanted me to have an official one, but I didn't know where to buy one. Anyway, so inside I keep my tsume. Just a nice, there's a little thing you can put it under, but I'm usually too lazy and I just throw them in there. So to put these on, they go on your thumb, your index finger, and your middle finger on your right hand. And I'm pretty sure that even if you're left-handed, it still goes on your right hand because of how you're positioned on the koto. Though when sometimes we go to elementary schools and they do like a Japanese culture day and the kids get to try out the koto and we go there and I can go with them because it's usually in the morning before I go to work. We did have a left-handed kid that he used his left hand. But I think it would be kind of difficult the way you're situated. These tsume are squared. So there's 2 types of nails or tsume that you can use to play this type of harp, this type of koto. And one is rounded, and that's the mountain tsume, and then they're squared off, and I'm pretty sure this is water or ocean. And if you're using these squared ones with the 2 corners, you sit at an angle to the koto with your hip resting right here on this top bridge. If you use the rounded one, you actually sit facing the koto because you don't use the edge and you play straight. You play straight as opposed to on the edge like this, so there's no reason to turn your body. To put them on, now mine are kind of used, which is good, I've been practicing. You actually lick, I hope this is all in camera. To use, you actually lick your finger and then shove it on. And it's going to come right at your nail bed and be very firm. In fact, when I first started playing, my fingers were really red and hurt all the time. If you don't lick it, there's not enough friction to hold it on as you're strumming. So you actually do have to lick your fingers before you shove them on there. And it gives it that extra bit of traction. Now, I'm going to move this out of the way. The numbers of the strings actually go opposite from what I originally thought they should be, but 1 is your lowest. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And after 10, this happens to be a 13-string koto. There are larger ones, there are smaller ones, but then they're named to, I, kin. So from the bottom to the top, I'm currently in, I don't remember the name of the key I'm in. But I usually start from the sakura sakura. If you're familiar with sakura sakura, then great. If you're not, it's basically everyone knows the song, kind of like everyone knows Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And I usually start from there and then adjust the bridges to change the notes. I don't know if you can see it, but I have chalk markings where different bridges go. And as a starter, I mark the strings where 5, 7, and 10 are, because 7 tends to be a good bass, and 5 and 10 are always a chord. So 2 and 7 are always together, well, usually, unless it's a strange key. The 2 and 7, 3 and 8, 4 and 9, 5 and 10, 6 and up. So for this particular key, I had been practicing, Mizumi. Okay, so it goes, here we go, we can hear this particular key. And I know that sounds strange, but it is a strange key for this this particular piece is strange. So let's play a little bit. This isn't a particularly interesting piece on its own because there are multiple parts to it, but I'll give you a little feel of it. Here we go. That's just a little bit. I just played the solo at the beginning. But this particular piece, the way that music is set up, you read from right to left and vertically. So I'll give you a glance at it here. So here's a quick look at the music. You read from right to left and top to bottom. So here's the title, Mizumi. Mizumi no, Ko Mizumi no to. I don't remember how to read this kanji out loud. Anyway, so what you do, here's the front, and it opens up, and then we have the composer and about the music, and then here we have the key it's in. It gives you a starting key, and then how it branches off and how it diverges from that key, which bridges you need to move to change it to the key that this piece is in. So sometimes first and second parts are on separate pieces, like completely separate sheets of music. This one actually has the first and the second part together. Now these two first lines are solos, so are a solo, so you read it one and then two. But then we have a first part and a second part. So if you're reading the first part, you read from here and then jump and read here. The second part, you start here and then read here. So I'm actually playing the second part on this piece, which is cool. It means I'm getting better. Everything is set up very, very straightforward. I know it looks really intimidating, and this is actually a more difficult piece, so let me grab a simpler piece. Okay, here's a much simpler piece. It's just easier to show you without the small notes around, and everything's just straightforward. But even the other piece is set up the exact same way. So again, this is a very simple key. Nothing really changed. Everything is divided up into measures. So this is a measure, this is a measure, and then we have a beat. 1, 2, 3, 4 beats. 4 beats per measure. Always, as far as I've seen, actually. And everything is divided into 2. And it can be more. So basically, this note, this is 1. Everything is done by the numbers. Everything is written by the numbers that I explained before. So this is kanji for 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, and so on. This is actually not a number. And this is not a number, and this is not a number. These are the last 3. So after 10, this actually goes up chromatically. Here we go. It's 10, to, I, rest, kin. So again, this is a rest here. And let's see if we've got no repeats in this one. Anyway, so basically, this note is going to occupy 1 beat, but it's going to be the first, you're going to play it on the first half of the beat. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So, but it occupies the entire beat. So 1, 2, 3, rest. 4, 3, 2, rest. 5, 6, 7, rest. 8, 7, 6, rest. So this is very basic. This is just all quarter notes. But in the one I had been playing, if there are 2, you're just gonna split it in half. They're gonna be eighth notes. And there's also a repeat, which is a little dash. Hold on, let me bring up the other piece here very quickly because they have them there. All right, so again, you can still see it's still split into the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a rest. This here, this is a repeat. This is a repeat. So if I've played 7, I'm just gonna play it again. So this is a very simple measure for the first part. It just goes 5, 7, 7 again, 8, 9, 7, 7, rest, 8, 8, 8, 9. And you continue to repeat the last written note. Now this one here, this kind of like less than, greater than sign, this is also a repeat, but it means to repeat this full beat here. So I'm gonna do kin 10, and then kin, ten again. And then this little thing here, there's actually multiple symbols for it. But this means to press down on this far side of the string. Sorry about my foot there. On the far side of the string, so it's going to actually change the note as you play it. And you can sometimes push it all the way down. Sometimes it's marked as a half, so you only push it halfway down. The only other thing that I have really on this page are the numbers. So and they're written in Roman numbers, like 3, 1, 2, 1. This indicates which finger I'm playing with. So out of my tsumade fingers, my fingers with the nails on it, my oyayubi or my thumb is 1, 2, 3. This one is 4 here, and technically this one is 5, but I've yet to see this one used. I've yet to see this one used. 4 sometimes you use, but I'm developing a callus because it actually hurts to pluck it without a nail on it. These are also 1, 2, and 3, but they're situated on the left side here. So if I'm supposed to play with my left hand, it'll be over here, and sometimes it'll be circled. But not this particular piece is not circled. So I'm going to play 1 and 3, the notes 1 and 3 with my third and first fingers. So I'm going to use my thumb on the third note and my middle finger on the first note, which means I'm going to put this one and pluck. And then over here, because it's on the right, I'm going to use my right hand, and at 6 with my second finger and 8 with my first finger, and because there's 2 repeats, I'm going to do it 3 times. So it's going to be 1, 3, 6, 8, 6, 8, 6, 8. All together. Because they're next to each other, I'm going to play both at the same time, as you saw. So I have 6 here and 8 here. 1, 2, 3. There you go. That's the basic, but those playing double notes together didn't come until later. Very, very simple notes, just one at a time. You're always going to play, unless otherwise noted, you will always play with your thumb. And you play on the corner and away. And usually when you play the note, you continue to hit the next string. And I remember when I first started playing, I would pull up like this, and it's just mendokusai. It's troublesome because there's too much movement. So as you play, you try to hit the next string. And your fingers actually end up resting on the strings. And so everything stays very close. When I first started playing, my fingers were way up here and it was really difficult. So, but slowly it becomes much more convenient to actually have your hands on the strings at all times as you play. And there you go. I just got home from grocery shopping and I saw something on my brand new air conditioner, and it made me say, no, out loud. There he is. The first one of the fall. I saw one in like summer. This is a geyser or a kamemushi, and they're stink bugs and they are evil. Ugh. He looks small, but he's deadly. Okay, if you watched one of my other videos, I mentioned these things. They're strung up all the way down there, all the way down there, and down that road. I mean, they're coming up this one, and they go down that one. There they go. All the way down. It's strung all around the city. It's going to go all the way down that way too. I don't know why they're up this time though. This is Savoy. I've ordered the tonkatsu, and this is a small little restaurant. It's open from 7 until 7. It's about 6 o'clock now, so there's no one here, even though you'd think that'd be dinner time. But it's more of a morning place. I'll need to come back and get a better picture of it during the day, but it's actually this little yellow cottage looking thing. And they have the best miso ever. I had forgotten just how good, like I remember I loved their tonkatsu, but their miso is amazing. Hey guys, it's Monday. Sorry, my hair is all fluffy. Anyway, not much today, but I have some fun things I wanted to share with you, partially because I can't post them as statuses on Facebook because my computer still has troubles. Anyway, so the first thing, this actually happened last Wednesday, and I meant to mention it, but I didn't get to. Some of the kids that I work with, I don't get to hear a lot of the clever things they say, or I get to hear it, but I can't understand it. And with some of my new classes, my boss sits in with me because she helps guide them along, because I'm not supposed to speak any Japanese to them. And if you just start shouting English at them, it's not very helpful. So she helps along a little bit with things that they get super confused and they can't understand for the first either a couple months to even a year, depending on how quickly the class goes. And one of my favorite classes, I keep saying that about different classes, but I'm going to end up saying about all of the classes because I just like all of them. I'll be like, this favorite and this favorite, but they're actually all my favorite. Anyway, so one of them, there's this little boy named Taichi. And his mom actually works at the kindergarten we go to, and his baby sister is one of, in the baby class at the kindergarten. And I never actually had him at the kindergarten because he was too old by the time I got there, so he'd already moved on. And they were all sitting in their chairs, and we were working on a writing exercise for whatever letter it was. And when I'm done, I say, papers, please, and they all say, here you are, and hand me the papers. So they'd all hand me the papers, but Taichi wouldn't. And he sits directly to my left, and he said something so dramatically. I was like, oh, I gotta know what he said. And he collapsed over the paper and sighed out a couple phrases. And I asked Satomi-san, I said, all right, what did he say? And he said, I have become the god of this paper. I will protect it now. And it was like, I wish I could understand everything that they say, because they're clever. I mean, they're funny kids. And I have to remind myself that while I teach babies that don't actually have like full complex thoughts happening, or they might, but they can't convey them, these kids can. I just can't understand them. So, I mean, but I love that class, and he's an adorable kid, and I laughed after I understood what he said. But something else interesting, last week I was talking to my Monday class, and I had that class again today, except for two of them were out, one for a school trip and one because he was tired from some sort of activity he had to do at school. So I only had one, so I couldn't do the activity today. But last week I mentioned something about, we were talking about clubs that we had been in. And in elementary school I had been in the chess club, but so had like everyone in my class. It was the cool thing, and everyone was in chess club. And most people I know how to play chess. Even if you're not good at it, you know what the pieces do. And I have yet to meet anyone that doesn't know how to play checkers. But these kids, when I mentioned I was in chess club, it just blew their minds. Like, you know how to play chess? None of them knew how to play chess. So I started asking some of my other classes. I don't have a single student that knows how to play chess. They know what it is, but they don't know how to play it. And not a one has even heard of checkers. And I was like, what? I have a small little magnetic chess set here at my house that I told my Monday junior high class I would bring in, and I'd show them how the pieces worked. I wasn't going to do, just like at 5 minutes at the end of the class, I was just going to show them which pieces moved which directions. But I don't have a checker set. And I went to a bunch of different like game places to see if they just had a small checkers. Nothing. They have Go, and they have Shogi, and they have Othello everywhere. Now, I don't know how to play Go or Shogi. Now, I'd heard of them, and I could be saying Shogi wrong, but I think I'm not. I don't know how to play them, but I've watched them, and I've seen them, and I'm familiar with them. And, of course, I know how to play Othello. But I was shocked that they didn't even know what checkers was. But it makes sense. It's not part of their culture. It just was shocking to me, since it was something that was I took so for granted as this obvious game that everyone knew how to play. It didn't mean you were good at it. I'm terrible at checkers. When I went on the road trip with Matt and his nephew, Tommy beat my butt in checkers, like really badly. He was good, but I'm awful at checkers. But it doesn't mean I don't know how to play. It's just part of the culture, and it's not part of their culture. But chess has kind of started to be. But they don't know how to play it. It's just kind of that untouchable thing. It doesn't mean you have to be good at it. But yeah, no, it was very interesting to learn that. And one other thing, at least this one class, we were discussing what they did in PE, and they were doing sit-ups and push-ups, and I asked them if they did jumping jacks. And I tried to demonstrate, and they had no idea what I was talking about. And this was just one student from Joshita Elementary School and one student from Yamasaki Nishi Junior High School. And they were just like, what on earth are you doing? Jumping? What? And they're like, what is that? So it I keep getting surprised of the cultural differences that I just don't think of. So it was funny. When I asked what do they do, they're like, oh, we do squats. I'm like, well, I know what those are, but I never had to do them in PE. Anyway, I have been talking a lot. I might have to cut that down. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, it's Tuesday. I actually asked some of my students why all the ropes with the paper charms were hanging around, and I knew that it was a symbol of the shrine, or it was a holy symbol for the Shinto religion, and I couldn't figure out why they were doing it now, and it's part of the celebration of the fall celebration that has to do with I believe it has to do with the solstice. Anyway, but it's on the 15th, and what they do is they carry a small shrine from a certain point to another point. And the really famous shrine here, which I took you guys up to, the Hachiman shrine, they have these two giant blue flags flying right now with some kanji on them that I can't understand, that I'm sure for the festival. But the elementary school kids actually carry them on these two long poles, and then the shrine is suspended between them, and they carry them through the streets, and some of the kids play the taiko drums, and some are carrying ropes behind that are too small to actually carry them. And they carry them through the streets, and all the kids wear these happy coats, the short kind of festival shirts, jacket things that they wear here for festivals. And I remember seeing it the past couple years. I just didn't know that was right now. So that's right now, and all the different neighborhoods in Yamasaki are preparing for it. And then the 15th, I think, is the actual date that they walk through with the shrine. So hopefully I'll keep my eye out for that, see if I can get at least a picture of it. But other than that, namaste today, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye! Hey guys, it's Wednesday. Just an update, computer's still not working, so you might never see this. I sure hope you do though. I've been unable to back up my computer, even though the last time my computer shut off, I bought an external hard drive and tried to load it on there, but it never quite took. So I tried doing DVDs, and I tried just transferring. Now I'm just transferring the most important things, like the files, onto the external drive, but I might not have a way to reboot the system. But whatever, hopefully it'll work, and when I go home for Christmas, I plan on buying a new one. I hope I can last that long. In fact, when I first got here, the first year I got here, around October, my computer crashed and would not turn on at all, and I didn't have a computer until my brother visited me at Christmas, because I sent it home for repairs, and he brought it back with him. So Wednesday, today, I actually taught some of my kids checkers. I forgot to bring my chess set, and there are no checker sets that I've been able to find. So I actually just made an 8x8 square and colored in the black ones, and I didn't color in the red ones because that was a lot of work. Just the black ones was enough. And we had these little plastic discs that we use for bingo and things like that, and I was able to find 12 of one color and 12 of another color, and I pitted them against each other, and they had fun with it, and that was a lot of fun. Tomorrow is the fall celebration where they take the little shrine to the big shrine, and hopefully I'll be able to get some of that for you. If not, I'm sorry. The exciting thing today was at my Koto lesson, my teacher invited a shakuhachi player, which is a traditional Japanese bamboo flute. You play it vertically. However, you blow across the top, and there's this little indented lip. And last week, one of the shakuhachi players that plays with us at the concerts came and played, and he hadn't played some of the pieces that we were practicing, so there was a little bit of trouble. But that's just because he hadn't ever seen, he was sight reading, and it was a pretty hard piece. But he's actually pretty good. But today, she actually invited him again, and a professional player, like he plays professionally, and he also runs the dental clinic near my house, and he speaks English. So he was really cool. It was cool to play with him, because the way he's clearly a teacher, and the way that he kind of took over the lesson, she deferred to him, which, I mean, he's definitely the more experienced musician. There's definitely a very pronounced hierarchy in Japan's cultural system as it is, but he kind of took over the lesson, which was actually really cool. She's a great teacher. It was just different. And he was really easy to follow, because he would play as a way of directing, and it was a lot of fun. He was really nice, and he says, I've got an American friend who came to Japan to play shakuhachi. You should meet him. He lives in Nara. And then he asks me, oh, you know that, so do you know, and he named off a random name. And I'm like, no, I don't know who that is. Oh, it's an English teacher in Okayama. Do you know them? I'm like, that is the next prefecture over. Not even the next city over, the next prefecture over. It's like telling someone you're from the United States or telling someone I'm from California and they're like, oh, so do you know this family that lives in Colorado? No. Well, actually, I do know a family that lives in Colorado, but that's beside the point. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
めんどくさい meaning bothersome or troublesome. Something is more trouble than it's worth. Can also be used to mean that something is a pain.